Let's talk about growing a small account. I've done this multiple times 2 years ago, starting with $5,000 and eventually running that account all the way up to $25,000, where we took 25 to 50K and then 50K to 100K. I did this again last year where we took 1K, started and ran it all the way up to 42,000, where I wound up ending the challenge and using that money to buy a beautiful duplex, which is now making money for me. And then we've started again here in 2023. We're currently running this challenge, day number 38 of the challenge. We started with $1,000 and every single trade has been detailed in the Discord up until this point. So I wanted to make a video to talk on and harp on some of the main points that have helped me grow these challenges, especially in the beginning stages. I see so many traders wanting to start trading and they're asking me, Gates, how much should I start with? And my answer to you is, if you have to ask me that question, how much should I start with? My answer to you is going to be zero. You start with zero because you really should focus on education. You should focus on paper trading. You should not be assuming real risk until you understand how much money you can lose in the market, because it's not as easy as some of these people, including myself, even sometimes makes it out to be. So if you're starting with that $1,000 or $5,000, anything less than $10,000, some key points to focus on. Number one, trade like a sniper. You want to get in to a trade, take your trade, get out, and move on to the next trade. You don't want to be aiming for those massive 50, 60, 70% gainers, 100% gainers, 800% gainers. It's awesome when that occurs, but it's unrealistic to expect those type of gains every single day. So what I teach my members in the Discord server, and what I personally do myself, is aim for smaller gains when starting with these smaller accounts. Aim for the 10% gain, aim for the 15% gain, aim for the 20% gain. 20% is still pretty good. You make 20% trades with the same amount of capital, all of a sudden you've made 100% return on that same amount of capital on 5 trades. So trade like a sniper. You want to get in, make your money, and get out. Don't overextend your stay. Along with that comes taking profits when they are offered. I was trading live with the team today. I'm going to show you this on SPY, just the 1 minute time frame. We had a long idea on SPY today off the day trade watch list above 391, but I was noticing it was pretty choppy down here at 391. So instead of taking it long at 391, we decided to wait for a break of 392, which was the high of day resistance. So we wound up going long on this break of 392, pull back long on the dip entry, and then the consolidation and this kind of like choppiness motion up. It's not as clear cut running over here as it was back here. And we were offered 10% profits on that. There's no shame in taking those profits. So the second point after trade like a sniper would be take your profits when they're offered. You're here to grow this account, and every time that you're offered 10 or 15% profits and you don't take it, and then that goes to zero, or that turns into a break-even trade, or that turns to a negative trade, a losing trade, you're going to be kicking yourself because you had the profits. You had the option to take those profits when they were offered, and you didn't do it. So that would be my second point. Trade like a sniper. Take your profits when they're offered. And then third, focus on percentage gains. Don't think about the money, right? Because you're already starting with a small account balance. So if you're starting with $1,000, think in terms of percentages. If you only make, here's an example. 1K challenge, my very first day in this challenge started with 1,000. I only made $21 that day. From the monetary standpoint, you're thinking, that's nothing. Gates, that's not going to pay for my bills. That's not going to do anything for me. You're right. It's, barely pays for a lunch nowadays. But thinking in terms of percentages is what you want to do. 2.16% on the account growth. That's pretty good. Because what happens when this account gets up to, $50,000 and we're making 2% on that a day? Or $100,000 and we're only making 2% on that a day? The method here hasn't changed. We're still making 2%. The only thing that has changed is that our account balance has grown. since then. So focus on percentage gains. 5.46%. That's a big gain. That's a massive gain. $55, not so much, right? But it adds up. And this is called compounding interest. Once this money starts rolling and you're building that consistency in your account, once your account starts growing, those percentage gains are actually going to get smaller, but then the dollar amount that you start making on the regular basis, starts to get a little larger, right? The last thing I would say when focusing on a small account or when trying to build a small account is this: pay yourself. Pay yourself. Withdraw some money. If this wasn't a challenge, or if these weren't challenge accounts for me, and I started with the 5K and all I had was 5K to trade, once this account hit 10K, you know what I would do? Pull out 5,000, start back at 5,000. Why? Because I would then be trading on house money, right? There is no investment there from me. Because if I wind up blowing that account, I haven't lost any money. Well, I've lost the money that I've realized, but it's the money that I didn't have when I started this journey anyways. So if you have a $1,000 account, right, and you're trading, I would even argue to pay yourself like every Friday. Let's say you have a $1,000 account and you make $200 throughout the week. Maybe you make like $40 or $50 a day. Pay yourself on Friday. Withdraw $200, set that balance back at $1,000. And continue to do that until you have withdrawn $1,000 worth of profits. Now all of a sudden, the money that you input, you also took out. So the money that's there, we're going to call it free money, right? It's just house money. It's there. And then anything beyond that, still continue to pay yourself, because now not only would you have paid yourself out from your initial investment, but you're taking profits on top of that. So an extra, if I had $1,000 and I made $1,000, pay myself $1,000, and then maybe pay myself another $500 on top of that. So that way, no matter what happens for that whole account, if I blow the entire thing and it goes to zero, I'm still net profit $500 on the year. So those would be my points, key talking points for growing a small account, right? You want to trade like a sniper, get into the trades, get out of the trades, don't overextend your stay, don't start aiming for massive percentage gains. Number 2, you want to take your profits when they are offered. 10%, 15%, 20%, that's going to add up over time. 3, focus on percentage gains, right? Don't think about the money. Don't think about only made $20 today, only made $50 today. Green is green, and nobody ever went broke taking profits. So take your profits when you're offered, focus on those percentage gains, and number 4, pay yourself. You deserve it. You're working hard to make this money. Pay yourself. Bring that account balance back down. Level it out, right? Start to getting used to trading with the same amount of capital day after day. That's going to get you used to the gains that you can potentially make, and also get you used to the monetary drawbacks that you'll have while using that capital size. That's it for you guys. I hope the video's helped you out. Press the like button for me. Press the subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you are interested in joining me on this $1,000 challenge, we're still rolling with it. You can start at any time with any amount. You don't have to start with $1,000 just because I started with $1,000. And just because I started 38 days ago, you don't have to feel like you're behind, because no matter where I am with the challenge, the trades that I call out and the way that I go about executing the trades remains the same. The only thing that's different is the amount of money that I'm using. And you don't have to use the same amount of money as me, right? You could start with 500, you could start with 1,000, you could start with 5,000, you could start with 50,000. What matters is that you get in here as soon as possible and start learning these techniques, because what I teach works at least 80% of the time. All right, thank you all for your time. I hope the video has helped you out. Again, press the like button for me, please, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you, take care, and enjoy your day.